I love the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. I remember crying on it the very first time I got on it at the end of the stretching room where they revealed the roof and the guy's just hanging out there. That shit was scary, yo. But I don't think I personally ever seen, heard, or even imagined what the hell this Haunted Mansion game is like. I never seen any gameplay. No one's ever mentioned it in conversation to me in any fashion. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. All I know is I get a free ticket for the movie. But I'm not here to talk about that movie. Let's explore Disney's The Haunted Mansion video game. The game actually released a month before the first movie did, and has absolutely nothing to do with the movie at all. But instead, this takes place in 1879, and you actually play as Zeke, a wannabe writer looking for some extra dough to be able to pursue his passions of becoming an author. So he responds to an ad in the paper, as you do, to become the caretaker of a mansion. After being judged by the resident ghost, Zeke passes out and is awakened by Madame Leota, explaining everything to him. She goes on to say that the mansion was a happy home to a family and friendly ghosts. When the Order of the Shadow showed up, led by Atticus Thorne, hell of a villain name, Atticus Thorne. The Order of Shadows is a group that wants to conquer the afterlife and the land of the living by using the Beacon of Souls and the legendary soul gems. So Atticus Thorne and the Order of Shadows force the happy family out of the mansion and turn their friendly ghost into his slaves. He has also trapped 999 souls in the mansion that he's going to use for his takeover, and that is obviously not good, so we must stop him. To do so, we are given the Beacon of Souls, which sounds super cool, but it's really just a lantern that shoots
the magic of Disney.
So we use this to fend off the evil spirits, but it's not at its full power yet. For its full potential, we need the 6 Infinity Stones. No, soul gems. Gem souls. Infinity Stones. So Madame Leota and her 6 ghostly friends hid the soul gems from Atticus. So now it's your job to retrieve them and rid of the evil spirits that haunt the mansion. Zeke is a goober. He's a lanky foo. He really reminded me a lot of Ichabod Crane from the Disney movie. He's like a scaredy cat for the most part, but ultimately gets the job done when needed. I like how he can tiptoe around, although I don't really remember ever really having the need to do that. I wish there was like a room or a spirit I had to sneak past to fully use this like I'm supposed to. But other than sneak, walk, and jump, you have the action button for doors, levers, stuff like that. And you also have the lantern. Oh no, sorry.
Beacon of Souls.
But you start with the basic magic light. There's no cooldown or reload, and you can shoot as fast as you can press the trigger, which is pretty cool. As you find the soul gems, they give you different types of shots that you do by holding down the trigger for longer. The second shot is a bigger light that does more damage, and the third shot is a bigger radius and can hit even more souls. As you collect even more of the gems, these shots change a little bit more. The basic shot gives you like a spray radius. The second shot gets more damage. And for the third shot, this really cool red lightning comes down and electrocutes enemies around you. So the ultimate gist of the game is to collect these 999 souls. So when you enter a room, you must turn on the lights because, well, 1, you're a scaredy cat, and 2, it weakens the evil spirits. But turning on the light is way easier said than done. Sometimes the switch is way on the other side of the room and it's a mess to get to, so you must do puzzles or defeat evil spirits that are in the way to turn the lights on. Once you do that, now you must find the spirits that are hiding within that room, the amount of which is shown right over here. These pesky little fools are hiding within the objects that are in the room, but they're actually very easy to be spotted because the object is like bobbing up and down. So once you find that object, you press the action button and a handful of these freaks pop out. So you must now use the lantern as if it was a proton pack and grab up the spirits. Once you clear the room, a friendly ghost repopulates the room and you can even talk to them, which is pretty cool.
Good. Now, start with the drum riff again. Let's go from there.
Sometimes these pesky little buggers will drop pieces of death certificates of the 6 friendly ghosts revealing how they died. Once you put them together, that's usually when you get another of the soul gem. I thought this was going to be like a giant side mission or something, like I would have to find these friendly souls, but nah, it's very simple. You just pick them up as you go. You really can't miss them, and you're eventually going to meet the spirit anyway. You also collect Madame Leota's missing tarot cards. For every 10 you pick up, you gain a life. You use grandfather clocks as save points, and I figured out pretty quickly that if you're low on health, not HP, I think they called it your fear meter, and you can restore it by having some bravery potion. Anyway, whatever it's called. If your bar is low, if you save your game, exit, when you load the game back up, you get a full bar. So I definitely use this a couple times. The game is pretty linear. You can pretty much explore the whole mansion, but you must have a certain amount of souls to unlock the certain rooms. I like the secret nooks and crannies, like pulling a candlestick and revealing a secret door, but what really impressed me, honestly, were the rooms themselves. I think there were easily over 20 different rooms, each with their own puzzles, enemies to deal with, and each puzzle gets more and more intricate. From like rooms where the walls are moving, to you all of a sudden falling into some sort of pool table or a toy chest, chasing candles around the room. It's just that each room is pretty different. It was fun to see what lies behind each door because it was literally never the same. It's also fun to come across scenes from the ride, like the ballroom. Finding the singing busts in the graveyard was really cool. Some rooms are straight up from the movie as well, and I especially loved how they used the stretching room to lead into the final boss. I really loved that. It was also fun to see artwork that I've literally seen from the queue of the ride throughout the whole game. Some of the friendly ghosts are from the ride as well, and I'm glad that they didn't leave out the hitchhikers either. And the voice acting is surprisingly good as well. I didn't find any cheese, and I can tell that the voice actors actually gave a shit, so I appreciate that. And I really liked Atticus's voice. It's very villainy.
Oh, no. Why settle with conquering the realm of the dead when the land of the living is practically within my reach?
There's a little platforming you have to do, and I believe it works within its means. It doesn't do too much, and the controls feel okay. There are a ton of enemies to deal with, like giant spiders, banshees, big old gargoyle dudes, knights, a dark reaper, scary guy that chases you for one level and then pops out all of a sudden and is pretty one of the tougher enemies. And even Atticus himself, he pops up a few times to do battle with Zeke. But oddly enough, the enemy that I struggled the most with was the very first one introduced, the damn evil spirits. It's because Zeke is way slower than the ghost, which sucks because you can't just outrun them to run around and get a good shot at them. So if you get overwhelmed, you're guaranteed to get a hit. And when they swarm you, it definitely feels impossible because they're like magnets. They really never miss. And I just felt like if Zeke was a bit faster than them, it would have evened it out a little bit better. Luigi's Mansion came out 2 years before it, so I can definitely see a bit of influence there with the catching of the ghosts and all the different rooms and all that stuff. I'm definitely not by any means comparing this game to Luigi's Mansion, but I am saying that this game is good fun, and if you're a fan of the ride, there's definitely enough for you to enjoy in this game because you're already enjoying the setting that they take, which they did a very good job of. It definitely feels like we're in the mansion and exploring. The music fits perfectly, it's really, really good. And the Easter eggs that lie behind each corner are just fun to discover. Maybe it's me not having a single clue of what the hell this game was that had me coming in with such low expectations. Maybe that's why I end up being so high on it. But here's where you come in. After you like this video and subscribe to the channel, head down to the comments and let me know your thoughts on this game. Have you played it before? Do you have fond memories of it? Is it one you wish you forget? Am I tripping? Anything at all? Let me know down in the comments down below. Let's chat. Because I honestly think this is actually way better than the movie. But speaking of better than the movie, do you think that Goof Troop for the SNES is better than the Goof Troop series? Find out in this video right over here. Thank you guys for watching, and remember to always and forever, you do you.
Perhaps you'd like to try your good sleep.